Identity, identity, identity. Identity is the word and the theme of this session. I have so much to catch you up on. I have emerged from a healing, purging cocoon that I was locked in, at least within the last couple weeks. And there has just been so much that has been challenging my identity that I want to talk about, in your identity being the thing that actually sells people into high ticket offers. And also, just as I was coming in to record this episode today, really acknowledging as well the breadth and the shifts in my identity of who I am being that have changed over the course of even just kind of choosing to start my own business. There's also 1,000,001 sounds happening outside my place today. And you know what? We're just going to go with it. It's just kind of the acceptance in also a big theme that's been kind of arising in itself. So sorry, not sorry for any background sounds today. But with this identity piece, I was on a call earlier this morning with an individual who is desiring to work together. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback that they gave me at the end of this call was, you are the first coach and a business coach that I've talked to that has been so not only called me out on my bullshit, was blunt and direct. And what I specifically loved hearing from her was, you actually made me recognize how my body felt and the contraction and the expansion and what it is that I keep saying that I'm moving towards, that I'm desiring. But really, I just had a huge aha that my nervous system couldn't even handle this with the way that you asked and how my body felt. And this, to me, is more than anyone even just saying yes to work with me, but it means so much to hear, because this is the crux of the work that I do. And to hear someone tell me, of all people, that I called them out on their bullshit also means a lot, because that's the work of being a coach, of listening, of observing, of being able to catch your blind spots that I want to illuminate for you. And the biggest thing for me, and the reason why I say this from the identity side of, I wasn't always this way. Like, the people that have known me through my journey know I am an empath, know how introverted I was, know that I am a highly, highly sensitive individual. And yes, I own those aspects of myself, but it's not in what makes me either. I don't need to hide behind those labels to step into being a powerful coach for others. So however that wanted to be expressed, I know that there's someone else out there that needed to hear that needed to own a part of themselves as well, and just establishing who it is that they're becoming and what is meant for them. Welcome to the Living Connected podcast. I'm your host, Mallory Meyer. I'm a multi-six-figure online entrepreneur, founder of White Wolf Reiki, and creator of the Frequency Business Mastery School. I weave together the metaphysical with the science of the subconscious mind and timeless business principles to help you take your passion for serving and empowering others full time. I'm not just here to teach you how to build a profitable and aligned business, but to invite in more authenticity, awareness, clarity, and certainty in what, who, and how you serve. In return, to generate more sales as you cultivate greater confidence and wealth through deeper self-sovereignty and advocacy, inviting in a trauma-sensitive approach to protocols and processes in our marketing and selling as we honor each client's humanity in the process of living more connected. This podcast is here to connect you further to your self-mastery for business, your lifestyle, and of course, your mindset. Join me on my mission to uplift and elevate the collective to love and light. So let's just start with the identity of what's been unfolding for me here before I get into the aspect of people buying high ticket offers for your identity. The biggest thing with me right now that's kind of been unfolding behind the scenes as I've been working with my coach is stretching on an energetic quantum level my own window of capacity to hold more and feel safe and worthy to accept that. And in doing so, it has required me to release a lot of continuous old patterns that I held on to with money, also some disempowering limiting beliefs still that I was holding on to, while also just recognizing a different level of expectation that I was being called up into. And what I simply mean by that is in the month of April, I kid you not, it was a very humbling experience, not even just for my ego, but even just again from this place of I needed to purge and I needed to stop indulging in areas that were keeping me safe without me even recognizing it. Of saying I was going to go do this, and then I would always come up with an excuse for that. And just kind of noticing these themes that were arising in that was actually, again, limiting and dimming my voice in what I really wanted to say. Along with that, indulging and seeing even the questions that I was bringing forward to my coach were taking me out of my power sometimes and not necessarily allowing myself to trust in what I knew to be true. And just starting to see that mirror as well in what can I trust more about my approach? What can I trust more about my own energetics that individuals I don't need to second guess or question or have that comparison come up in the way that I'm choosing to do something. So the reason why I also bring this up is because I also feel like there's this essence to which we may say, well, I have imposter syndrome that's preventing me from showing up and doing this, or I feel this level of imposter syndrome to be able to ask for this price, to be able to hold this amount. But at the end of the day, truly imposter syndrome never goes away. It's a part of an integral piece in this journey to maybe just acknowledge, but the more that you grow, there's just different levels of imposter syndrome that comes with it. And now what I mentioned with acceptance and another big piece with my own identity work over the last month was being completely and transparently open with you about my taxes slapping me in the face. And honestly, it was a call that I needed to be like, am I really the CEO of my business right now? Regardless of where you are in the world, taxes, I feel like, are a very emotional time, and we can overly put emotion into that if we allow ourselves to. And that's really where the beauty of some of this work really brought and illuminated itself forward in my world, to see the beliefs that I was choosing, the reframes that I was bringing forward, to see it as such a blessing to have to pay this much versus looking at it as a loss or feeling a lot of sorrow with it. And then also at times, of course, there's individuals that may have had a higher benchmark, may have had a higher expectation of the income that they were to be generating in that year. And that wasn't met. And that could bring forward a lot of shame, a lot of judgment. And it's just to give you an opportunity to hold that compassion and to know, I always say this too, even when it comes to like, if you didn't hit your monthly goal, it was 1 year. There is so much when you are truly tethered to your vision and your commitment and mission that's available for you still to create, that's open for you. So please don't give up no matter what your situation is, and know that things can change in a literal instance. So now just when it comes to this place of identity in creating high ticket sales, in creating high ticket offers, I want to demystify something here, because so often, and what comes up with clients too, is hearing the sentiments of, I need to create or talk about the 5 steps to this, my 3 tips to this. And yes, we can look at that as value created content for your audience. But at the end of the day, if you want someone to pay you high ticket being, I look at it anywhere above like $3,000 for an offer. What I'm literally looking at is, who are you at that identity level? Any investment that I have made in myself is because I've seen someone in a place where I desire to go. I'm investing in them not only to help to support me in that calibration to that level of an identity, but also to help me bridge the gap quicker. So really come back to showcasing your story, showcasing your voice, showcasing who it is that you are, the things that you deeply believe in, the things that you are embodied in. This is compelling. This is truly, I think, in some ways overlooked and not given enough emphasis when we go, especially with social media, to market ourselves, to sell, and finding that ability for you to articulate and feel confidence in guiding someone to that point. Because at the end of the day, yes, client testimonials and re-signs and even just referrals can be great metrics of the work that you are bringing forward. But you too are your best client when you are bringing forward and truly implementing the tools and techniques that you speak about. So just asking yourself, even in this moment, where maybe, even if it's not making that decision to invest in that next level coach to take you there, to get you to that point and what you're seeing within them, it could be something so simple to ask yourself of where have you been shortchanging you? Where have you been slacking off? And if you were making $20K a month, would you still be exhibiting that behavior? And just 2 opportunities to shout out that I don't want you to miss, at least from today's episode. Number 1 being the brand new cohort of Frequency Business Mastery, which is my minimind, to support coaches and online service-based entrepreneurs who have been really kind of fluctuating between 3K to 5K income months. You know that there is more impact, that there is more income for you to create. And it really can come down to how you're positioning yourself, the way that you're messaging, articulating your value, even through a greater simplified strategy to allow your clients to feel a deeper level of certainty in that investment with you in what it is that you're holding the space for. This is the 3-month experience for you. We start June 12th. There will be an application form linked in the show notes. And in that application form, you have the option to choose if you want to book a call with me. I'd love to connect further with you, answer any questions you have. But it has been such a beautiful opportunity with the mastermind right now to see these students calibrate as well to different identities. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit next here in this episode. The second opportunity that I don't want you to miss is the new exclusive offering with Plant People. I talk about Plant People a lot because I do use their products. I absolutely love them. Being vegan, being gluten-free, getting a dose of not only just vitamins, but when it comes to the mushroom aspect of lion's mane, reishi, helping my own neural pathways, well-being, and health, allowing that to just come forward through this delicious, their products, their drops, their gummies, their teas, you name it. But the biggest exciting piece of it all with Plant People right now is you get 15% off your order. So I will have the link below. Use code MALMEYER at checkout for 15% off. So identity changes don't just happen with the coach. They also happen amongst the people you surround yourself with. And I just want to highlight this because, especially within the minimind in this last cohort, by the way, this messy episode that's just happening today, we're going to roll with this bird clamoring in the background. But I want to just pay the token to these individuals because this is a bittersweet moment to say that it's the last month with them, at least within the 3-month cohort. And to witness the friendships that have been formed, to see them celebrate each other, to see them rise together, that's part of you expanding at an identity level to hold more, to create more, to become more. And I also know, and I can speak to this, putting myself in rooms, putting myself in masterminds where people are making more. And I don't even want to use the word more, but people are making greater than I may be at that time. And it stretches me. I see how they operate. I see how they think. And this again can help to support you to collapse time and space in the results that you're desiring to create in your business. And the last thing with identity that I want to leave you here with today in this episode is one of the strongest pieces, in my personal opinion, when you hold the identity that you truly keep saying that you desire. So let's say there's just always so much emphasis around how much individuals want to make in a month, how many clients they want to be working with a month. Well, if you were truly at that level, if that is who you are as the CEO, would you be still feeling impatient? Would you feel really anxious? Would you be constantly feeling helpless or discouraged in some sense? And I'm not saying like you have to not feel those quote unquote negative emotions. It's just how quickly can you pull yourself back to the choice and the connectedness to see what is possible, to see what is available. And I bring this forward because I have also been caught in this in the last couple months of trusting the journey, coming back to love the journey. You are here to do this work and knowing that those results, your success is inevitable. How do you want to feel in the journey itself? What are you forgetting to remember about that? Where have you lost maybe a part of joy in that journey? I think we put so much parameters, expectations, and like heaviness into how business should be and how it feels that we lose that childlike play. Business is an experiment. And I will say that one of the biggest things that I even recently caught myself in was contemplating over and over and over going live into this ginormous group of 600,000 people. What would I say? And it was just preventing me from actually just showing up and, you know what, testing it. Who cares what it is that I say this time around? I'll have another opportunity to go in and try again. It doesn't dictate and it doesn't mean anything. So just reminding you of that gentle little love. Either way, I will leave things here, and I invite you, if you are ready to grow your business to 6 figures and beyond, to create the success that you know deep within your heart, your soul is calling you. You have the vision there. It's just bringing it down from the 5D into the 3D. There's lots of opportunities right now to explore working together in May. Again, I will have that link just because of the various opportunities. I opened up new one-to-one sessions. We have the minimind, and then I also have my one-to-one 6-month offering to really accelerate your growth, and more importantly, for those are ready beyond the 5K income months. Anyways, sending you my best, rooting for you, and until next week, have a great one.